Hi guys, so welcome to my little part of YouTube. My name's John and I like making and painting things. And I've got lots of lovely projects coming up soon. And I know it's not officially Orktober, but I just love the green skins. And well, now I've started sorting out my studio. I've come across loads and loads of those lovely green skins, in boxes yet to be touched. So I've got these little ones of obviously the miniature figures, but I've also got some lovely larger, bigger things to make. So I've got quite a lot of ideas of what I want to do with all these lovely orky bits. And as well as all those lovely Warhammer Orks, there's tons of STL files I can get and download, well, a gazillion more Orks, which is great because as you can see, these come in a whole variety of sizes, shapes, bits and pieces, very modular, which is just going to be awesome. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you know one of the biggest problems I've always had is space. As literally for the last 4 years I've been working, making films, videoing, all the rest of it from a desk in my living room. Well now, I've got a whole room that's dedicated to this lovely hobby, which means I can have all my stuff out, which is great because in the past I've had most stuff in cupboards and had to bring it out, use it at once and put it back, which kind of is a bit of a pain and slows down the process of making things. Well now, as you can see, lots more room. So I can have a lot more projects, even though I had quite a lot of projects on the go anyway. There's going to be a lot of Orc stuff. So if you're into Orcs, or just generally painting, then consider hitting that subscribe button down below, as there will be a lot of videos coming out very soon. So I absolutely love Orcs of all shapes, all sizes, all kinds of colours, whether they're comical ones, funny ones, serious ones. They're just big, green, lean machines, and I absolutely love them. Because they don't take each other seriously, and everything I love about Orcs, anyone who loves Orcs and plays Orcs, they don't take things too seriously either. It's all for the fun, which is just absolutely awesome. So when I saw this image of the new game Space Marines 2, it was like, I want to recreate that, but with an Orc, obviously. And as you can see, that's exactly what I've done, and I love the result, love how it's come out, love all that gooey, ooey, fleshy stuff. And this is definitely my first unofficial Orktober Orc conversion. But something I've wanted to make for a really long time, and that is a radio controlled Orc vehicle. So I've gone for one. It's 1/16 scale, so it's going to be reasonably big-ish, I guess. I'm going to turn this RC car into an Orc vehicle of some description. I think this one goes, it's about 40 miles an hour. It's a fast one. So I can't wait to do a video showing how I'm going to convert this into an Orc vehicle, then obviously take it outside and, well, see how long it lasts before it smashes up. So guys, definitely stick around for some of the videos that'll be coming up over the next few weeks and months, really. Right, so that's enough waffle for now. I'm sure there will be more. Let's get into how I made it. Starting off with the base, as obviously that will determine sort of how big this thing's going to be. And I say, lovely 3D printing. So I will be making some Orc conversions from the Warhammer kits. But as you can see, this is a 3D printed one. I'll leave some links down below to where I got most of these bits and pieces. Most of it is from my mini factory. But this is the great thing about obviously 3D printing. I can take a variety of miniatures from different sources and then kind of merge them together. So it is kind of like a 3D printing kitbash video. And as you can see, the other thing I love about the 3D printing, a lot of the stuff does come very modular, so it is bits and pieces, which does make it easier to obviously print out an arm here or a hand there, and then just sort of move it all about, convert it, and do exactly what you need to do with it. So lovely little project, this one. And definitely check out the links down below to where you can find most of the files for the bits and pieces I've used. The actual base itself is something that I've been using for quite a while. I made the base, and you can get hold of that over on my Patreon page. And talking of my patrons, I just want to say a big shout out and thank you to all you lovely people for helping support the channel each and every month. I am now doing regular updates over there on what I'm currently working on. So if you want to see any sneak peeks of what I'm doing before it comes to YouTube, and you just want to obviously generally help me out, consider becoming a patron. So this guy, obviously the bits, it is a case of they're not all necessarily going to fit together perfectly, because this is pretty much a kitbash, but a 3D printed sort of kitbash. And I love the fact you can just take bits and sort of merge them together.
So typically I normally use good old green stuff, but that's obviously quite expensive. And as this is a large area that needs, well, filling, yeah, I'm just using the cheaper version stuff here, and I always forget what this stuff's called. Mainly because I don't have it in boxes anymore. I took all the tubes out to put them in a drawer. So yeah, I don't know what this stuff's called. I'm sure you guys do. Again, it's the old 2 components mixed together. It's kind of like a very soft plasticine. Takes obviously a while for it to harden, so you've got plenty of time to sort of manipulate it, move it around and all the rest. Yeah, my sculpting skills are very minimal. As you can see, you've got a nice cheap little plastic tool I'm using. So it was a case of getting it kind of roughly in position. And then later on I do sort of try and do a few little score lines in it just to sort of make it look a bit more, well, like the muscles that are on his arms. Again, this is why I love Orks, because they are just chunky monkeys. And I love it. I love obviously trying to see, or trying to keep all their muscles in view. So I did have a dilemma with this about whether or not I should put the shoulder pads on. Obviously I did in the end because I wanted to make it look exactly like the Space Marine 2, the collector's edition. But yeah, sometimes I do like leaving shoulder pads off, especially the Orks, so you can see, well, see their lovely muscles. And talking of which, I'm actually just, well, before I made this one, I've started making a kill team. But again, it's Orks in Space Marine armour. So that's going to be a fun one to see, because it's going to be all kinds of bits and pieces of, well, Space Marine armour. So as you can see, yeah, it's coming along nicely. It was just a case of trying to get the right sort of pose going on. And so yeah, lovely big shoulder pads. Just about fit. But again, this is where 3D printing is so cool, because anything you make that isn't quite the right size, you can just go and rescale it to make it so, yeah, it does fit. It's like initially, this kind of like Tyrannid looking creature, the first one I printed out, yeah, it was quite big. In fact, it was about 100% bigger than this one. So it looked too big, too overpowering. And the neck, yeah, the neck wouldn't quite fit inside this dude's hand. So yeah, rescaled it, reprinted it, and it came out perfectly. And Orc heads, this is definitely what I love about the 3D printed ones. There are so many variety of looks, poses, facial expressions, some with helmets, obviously some without helmets, all the rest of it. So I love how they came out. So yeah, this stuff's not too difficult to cut. Obviously sometimes when you cut 3D printed stuff, it twangs off and flies. So as you can see, yeah, that's why I'm putting my hand over the bit that I'm cutting off, just so it doesn't whiz around and take someone's eye out. So it's coming along nicely. Obviously still quite a few areas to sort of fill in, and I do change the sort of Tyrannid's head near the end. I do cut off a bit. I mean, this is again where you do things, you look at it, you keep making things, and then yeah, you kind of tinker with it just to get it right. So the first sort of legs I printed out, yeah, I wanted them a bit higher up, because obviously I'm going to put all that gloopy stuff at the bottom. So again, good thing is, printed out a new one, and yeah, it's perfect. I do love this Space Marine, the fact you can see obviously the Orc's stomach, obviously that lovely 6-pack he's got going on there. Yeah, they are nice, beefy, chunky looking. So everything went together really, really well with this little project. And I certainly do love sort of kit bashing and recreating sort of things that I've seen. So yeah, so guys, if there's anything out there you've seen and you want to go at me sort of recreating it with Orcs, as I say, I will be doing other videos as well sort of this month and next month. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have more of an orky film or theme to some of my videos. So yeah, anything orky you want to see me do or convert or make, by all means let me know in the comments, and yeah, I'll see just exactly what I can do. Say my skills with green stuff aren't all that great, but again, this is why I love Orcs, because it is just a case of Orcs are like the kit bashing kings, aren't they? They make things and then they just will them to work. So that's kind of what I do with my green stuff. I just put it on and hope it does what it needs to do. So as you can see, yeah, I'm sort of filling this gap in with the green stuff, because obviously it's only a smaller gap, even though I do then pull this thing's head back off, cut more off, and then put it back on. So to quickly cover up all those holes at the bottom, obviously the holes are in the base, so when I 3D printed it, it let the resin pour through and didn't sort of pool on the inside. So yeah, one of my favourite sort of materials to use, good old grout. or speckle if you're over in America. Yeah, this stuff, love it. Goes on really quickly, dries pretty quickly, and more importantly, it's as cheap as chips. Yeah, this stuff, great for filling holes, filling gaps, all the rest of it. And as I say, I do like things of value for money. Yeah, or cheap. And this certainly does fit that bill. And definitely stay watching to see how I do make that lovely ooey gooey bloody sort of stuff towards the end of the video, because I actually copy it off someone else, but I will talk more about them when I sort of get to that bit, as yeah, it's something I've never done before, but it works out really well when you want to make fleshy gooey yeah, bits and pieces. Real simple idea. Again, this is what I love simple ideas, and obviously I love this hobby because everyone shares what they do, and obviously everyone encourages you to do what they do. So yeah, again, this hobby is just all about sharing, and it's fantastic. And yeah, as you can see there, chopped a bit more of the neck off just to make that look a bit better. Stuck it on my painting handle. Again, my painting handle is over on my Patreon page if you wanted to download that and, well, use it. As always, I'm keeping the painting nice and simple. Yeah, starting with a good old prime in matte black, using the good old rattle cans from the Colour Forge. Again, links down below. And then we're going to do the good old bit of dry brushing. So again, I've 3D printed another one of my textured colour palettes. Just because the other ones, well, after a while, they're not so much textured because they have, well, they're caked in paint. So yeah, every now and then I 3D print a new texture palette dry brush. What's it? Obviously, this is great for getting off the white paint, and you can see just how much is left on there. So when you do start painting, yeah, you got the right amount going. And where possible, I try and do the dry brushing with circular motions, as this gives a nice, softer, smoother look. Although sometimes I do dry brush in a direction, because it gives it more like a scratch marks, which again sometimes works well for, well, depending on what you're painting really. Obviously some parts of this you can't do circular motions, but typically where possible, yeah, circular motions are the best way to get that nice smoother transition. And obviously doing this kind of dry brushing over the black, it just then emphasizes and makes the speed paints work even better. So nice simple sort of painting. Again, whenever I'm doing stuff, simple is something I'll probably say quite a lot, because yeah, I love this hobby, but I do like things to be exactly that, simple and easy. So starting with one of my favourite greens of all time, and that's Ghille Dew. There are other favourite ones as well, but yeah, for a single miniature like this one, yeah, this is definitely one of my favourites. And as you can see, this is again where I love speed paints, contrast paints, dipping inks, whatever it is you may be using. Yeah, they do all the work for you. So they give you the highlights, the lowlights, the normal colours, yeah, shading, everything. And again, this is where it works really well on Orcs, because they have so many muscles. So there's a lot of areas that are going to get darker, where the paint sort of pools, and then lighter on the raised muscly areas. So yeah, absolutely love using these paints. And I say these kind of take anyone from being a non-painter, a bad painter, someone who doesn't even like painting, which used to be me. Yeah, go back a good couple of years, guys, for anyone new that is here. You watch some of my videos from at least 2-3 years ago, and you'll probably hear me say in every single one of those videos, I hate painting miniatures, because I used to spend hours trying to paint something, didn't enjoy the process, didn't enjoy how it looked at the end, and just felt like I had wasted my time and I wasn't getting any better. And then yeah, started using obviously speed paints, that helped quite a lot. And then doing the old like slapchop method, yeah, that was a real big game changer for me. Although recently I have been doing a lot more zenithal highlighting, as I absolutely love how that looks, especially for sort of larger single miniatures. Didn't do it on this guy, but some of the ones I have been doing recently, yeah, I love the contrast from having one side, especially faces, one side of their face lovely and sort of like, well, in the sun, nice and bright and vibrant, and yeah, the other side sort of in the shade, nice and sort of dark, which is really cool. So this is where, as much as I love Space Marines, because like Orcs, they are nice, big and chunky, the Space Marine armour obviously is typically all kind of like one colour. Obviously I'm sticking with how the Space Marine looks in the picture initially shown. Everything's going to be blue, but obviously some of them are green, some may be red. Whereas the Orks, well, they definitely go in a lot more stronger, vibrant colours and a whole array of colours. So you can get one Ork and he'll have the whole rainbow colour all over him. So yeah, that's the reason why I do love Orks over Space Marines. Although I do love this little combo. And I say, I am working on a kill team, which is Ork based. It's a 6-man team, so it's going to be one of the sort of Space Marine sort of chapters in the actual kill team. But yeah, it's Orks in Space Marine armour. And I'm loving how they're looking, and I can't wait to get them finished and, well, playable, really. And again, that's the reason why I love speed painting, because as they sort of say in their main thing, less time painting, more time gaming, which is just absolutely awesome. And something else I can't wait to show you, and that is I'm going to be working on a full-size gaming board. Something I've been wanting to make forever, but obviously never had the room. It's definitely something I can't make on my desk, as it's going to be a full-size gaming table. Ideally will hold at least 5, maybe 6 people, and it's going to have all the bells, all the whistles. I've got tons of ideas in my head, and yeah, I can't wait to sort of start making that and showing you it. So guys, that's another good reason to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, just so you don't miss out on, well, some of the larger projects I can now work on, as I do have, well, a shed load more room. And I also have a nice dedicated area to where I can put my my finished printed minis. So rather than putting them in cupboards like I have been, yeah, I've got a nice sort of shelving unit to put them on. So with the base, stick around, because you will see how I do the real sticky, ooey gooey, gory stuff soon. But initially, yeah, I just painted everything red just in case you could see through the stuff that I put on top. Yes, it's got a nice red base to it. As like you guys, yeah, I love watching other YouTubers, seeing what they do and how they make things, and yeah, learning tips and tricks from other people. As well, this hobby, there really is so much to learn. It's like a new day at school, being taught something different. And yeah, obviously it's very therapeutic as well. That's the reason why, well, I started this channel, was during the second lockdown, when we had nothing to do, no work, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, purely made this channel as a way of, well, doing something, keeping the brain active, and I do like making things. So that was the main reason for, well, this channel coming into existence. So yeah, the painting, yeah, like sort of the Army Painter says, yeah, more time for gaming, less time painting. So this thing didn't take too long at all. Really enjoyed painting him though. So especially as, yeah, I was really pleased on how it looks like the original Space Marine 2 image, just with, well, a lovely Ork instead. As I say, yeah, I can't get enough of these green skins. And Orktober certainly has come a little bit earlier for the miniature hobbyist channel, that's for sure. So yeah, the base, yeah, using UV resin of all things. But before showing how I do it, yeah, I'm going to show you the channel where, well, I saw it on. So I love it when I'm browsing YouTube and I come across a channel that I've not seen before, that is doing the same sort of stuff that I'm doing. Good old making miniatures, painting them and all the rest, little dioramas and all that kind of stuff. And as you can see, yeah, channel called Mini Axe Crafts. I will leave a link down below. But in one of their videos, yeah, they made some ooey gooey guts, gore and all that kind of stuff, simply by using some UV resin and some appropriately coloured paint. In my case, I'm using Slaughter Red. They mixed the two together, and then using the UV light, rather than sort of curing it fully, they cured it, well, a little bit. And that causes the stuff to go, well, like this. Congealed blood, well, guts and gore. And again, a real lovely, simple idea. But the look is just, yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, I'm nicking their idea. I have told them I'm going to nick their idea, and they may want to call the police. They were happy with that. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. Yeah, I've got some UV resin mixed in with some paint. But funny enough, as they said, you do kind of need free hands to be able to do this, because obviously you want to be able to mix the stuff together as well as using the UV light. They did it on obviously some little greaseproof paper. Looking back, yeah, I should have copied them and done the same, but I put it directly onto my little miniature, tried to move it around. But say using the UV light, it obviously starts to cure it, but as you're moving it, it doesn't cure it at that quick. And I say it does start to go, well, really globby and, well, just perfect for blood, guts, gore, and all that kind of stuff. So big shout out and thank you to Mini Axe Crafts for, well, this lovely little new tip that I absolutely love. And something else I obviously love using for sort of blood, guts and all that kind of stuff is good old UV glue. Yeah, mix this with a bit of paint, and this UV glue, or UV glue, is great for making stringy bits and pieces. So using this, yeah, it's sort of, it's great for making webs, and it's great for making, say, bits of stringy sort of blood, guts and gore. A bit difficult to see, but yeah, there you go, you can just about see it now. So you sort of pick it up, move it around, and obviously it dries. It kind of hardens, but you can obviously break it. These are very thin strands. But yeah, this is something else I love doing. As again, it's one of those sort of simple little things, but awesome results. Especially when you do want, say, lots of blood, guts, gore, sinewy little bits. Yeah, love it. Simple, easy, just how I like it. And there we go, there's my version of the Space Orc Marine 2 Collector's Edition. And I love how he's come out. Yeah, I can't say any more than that. I love him. I think he's perfect. He's great. And so much fun to make. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. So definitely some more Orktober kind of stuff coming very soon. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you may want to see me make. Or try to make that incorporates a orc, well, where he probably shouldn't be. As yeah, I love these kind of things. Okay guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave comments, all that wonderful stuff. You guys all take care, and yeah, I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye for now.
But something I've wanted to make for an awfully long time. Awfully?